Serving the church is an opportunity for us to find our purpose and role in God's kingdom. By using us, God extends His grace and mercy to those who are lost. There are many here with a variety of gifts and talents that can be used for the services of the Lord. The church is a body. As described in 1 Corinthians chapter 12, we cannot function properly solely on just one organ or just one hand. We work better when there's diversity amongst us. We all should have separate roles because we are all different and can work better in different areas. Our church is at its best when we can incorporate those who have a desire to serve. Now, through the years, I have served at many churches and learned that churches grow both spiritually and physically by the services from the congregation. Today, I'm going to persuade you on how serving the church fulfills God's plans by understanding that the church functions mainly on the services of the congregation, it fulfills the Great Commission, and how it gives us purpose. Now, to my first point, the church functions on the services of the congregation. You have to understand that it's not a show for the pastor. Okay, generally speaking, pastors already have a lot of weight on their shoulders. PastoralCare.net is a website for pastors and leaders who need encouragement from time to time. It was accessed on November 17th, 2017. On one of their surveys, stated that 54% of the pastors find the role of being a pastor overwhelming. Now, for those of us who hold leadership jobs at work, the truth is you cannot do your job and all the other jobs that those under you are doing and have a successful business or run a successful company. Okay? Now, also, successful churches grow because of those who serve. Tony Morgan, the Chief Strategic Officer and founder of Unstuck Group, posted on his website, TonyMorganLive.com, which was accessed November 18th, 2017, stated, from the data he collected from the churches he consulted, found that 4 to 5 of 10 people are engaged in some sort of servant role from their local church. This means that almost 50% of those who attend find a way to connect and serve. Think about your gifts and talents. Our church can be strengthened by you. There's nothing more fulfilling than to know that we are using the gifts that God has given us. Now, the healthy church overall operates by those who are willing to serve and willing to use their gifts. But by serving the church, you're also taking part of something great, which is the Great Commission. Now, brings me to my second point. Serving the church fulfills the Great Commission. Now, for those of us who have received God's grace of salvation, we all have been commissioned. As stated in Matthew chapter 28, verse 16 through 20, says, Then the 11 disciples went to Galilee, the mountain where Jesus had told them. When they saw him, they worshipped him, but some doubted. Then Jesus came to them and said, All authority of heaven and earth has been given to me. Therefore go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and teaching them to obey everything I have commanded you. And surely I am with you always to the very ends of age. Now the Lord has clearly called us to go out and make disciples, to serve Him and to serve others. The truth is that people come to church when they are broken. And generally speaking, there's a lot of broken people that go to church. Now, we have people that come from many walks of life. Now, at the church I serve at currently, a New Life Church here in Bryant, Arkansas, we launched our new campus on November 5th, 2017. In our grand opening services, we had more than 2,400 people attend our church. And then in that group, there were over 1,100 people who filled out a Connect card, wanted more information, and wanted to get involved in the church. Now, that is something to credit of people who are hungry and want more of the Lord. Now, one issue is that some don't serve because they feel disqualified. Matthew 28:20 said, Surely I am with you to the very ends of age. We are never alone. God is with us. We want to serve, but we don't feel like we can do it. But we also may feel ashamed and scared of what others think. Paul was an unqualified man. He persecuted the church. Acts 9:26 said that when he came to Jerusalem, he tried to join the disciples, but they were all afraid of him and not believing he was really a disciple. We all have a past, of course, but we should never let that get in the way of what God called us to do. The one thing God asks us is to spread the word. He has given us a promise that He has sent us, and He will never leave us. No matter what our past is, He is not looking for perfect people, but a willing heart. Now, in the process of all this, serving the church gives us purpose. Now, it gives us purpose by being a part of a vision. Tom Rainer, president and CEO of Lifeway Christian Resource, stated in his book, Breakout Churches, that by allowing the laity to become an integral part of the ministry, they become empowered and become owners of the overall vision. When you can understand that the church is vision, you can be clear on what your services can be. The truth is, if the church does not use the services of the congregation, it will most likely fail as a church. What is so important about serving the church? As I stated earlier, serving the church enhances the church, but overall keeps it running. And the Great Commission, it brings purpose to our lives. Before I ask you to sign up for the ministries, I am going to ask you to go home and pray about it first. I want the Lord to work in your heart, and I want you to ask yourself, where can I serve? Now, where would the church be if it was not for those who volunteer and give their gifts wholeheartedly? The truth is, God has called us to make a difference where we are. I like Moses' prayer in Psalm 39:4. Teach us to number our days that we may grow a heart of wisdom, he says. Robert J. Morgan, pastor of Donaldson Fellowship Church, writes this in his book, Mastering Life Before It's Too Late. If we are going to number our days and redeem the time, we must live on purpose. Today, may I ask you, what are you living for? Is it His purpose?